You've probably already seen some information on this. It's too funny to not cover. So, the newest piece of evidence towards my ongoing advocacy for begrudging participation in the electoral process, we have maybe the most extreme example of procedural radicalism I've ever seen. The 400-year veto. So, in the American executive system, both presidential and gubernatorial, we have something called a veto. The veto gives the executive the power to get rid of a law the legislature has approved until it gets sent back for a supermajority. It's complicated, but the point is they have some power. They can slap it down, you know, by a 51-49 majority. A bill gets passed. The governor doesn't like it. He smacks it down. You know, that's how it is sometimes. But Wisconsin has an interesting kind of veto. They have something called an inline veto. So, and this is going to sound like a cartoon thing, but I swear to you this is real. In Wisconsin, the governor has the ability to veto not just the bill, but individual words, sentences, or characters in the bill. So if there's something in the bill that says, for example, oh, this bill provides, 1,000 of such and such, and you cut out 2 zeros, now it provides 10 of such and such. That's not a joke. It's actually that stupid. It's much more powerful than a regular veto because creative use of the inline veto can functionally completely change the law that's getting passed. You can with creative edits. Now, there are limitations. I think you're not allowed to splice sentences. There are specifics to how exactly it can be used, but it is it's basically clip chimping as a veto power. It basically, you look at it with your X-Acto knife and your glue and your tweezers, and you're like, okay, we're gonna pass a completely different bill. Now, Wisconsin, which is controlled by Rust Belt Dems, aka Lenin, aka the Red Army. As we all know, it's New York Democrats are all Clintonites, and Rust Belt Democrats are all, Red Army commissars. Something funny happened. In using this inline veto, our man over here, this guy, Lenin, I don't know, this, oh, do you have the meme image? It keeps coming up, man. Yep. New York Dems with a supermajority versus Midwest Dems with a 1-vote margin. Literally, it keeps happening. This keeps happening over and over again. It's not controlled by Dems. The state legislature is gerrymandered to hell. I might be thinking of Michigan again. It's got a blue governor is what matters. But he did a little sneaky. Minnesota as well. Yeah. Wisconsin governor attempted to lock in a school funding increase for the next 400 years by issuing a partial veto that angered his Republican critics and marks the latest creative use of the unique gubernatorial powers in the state. Wisconsin allows governors to alter certain legislation by replacing words and letters wherever they see fit. And Governor Tony Evers struck a hyphen and 20 to change the end date for a $325 per student spending increase from 2025 to 2425. Yes, this is some Saul Goodman shit. This is insane. With those seemingly simple changes, Evers enacted 4 centuries of funding increases that cannot be undone unless a court strikes it down or a future legislature or governor intervene. America forever. It is a cheat code. Here's what he had to say. Or not he, but another. Everyone will shout and scream, said former Democratic Governor Jim Doyle. But he's got him. That's the Midwest Dem energy. I love that. If this was like a New York Dem, they would have been like... First of all, a New York Dem wouldn't have done this. But if they had accidentally done this, Governor, I don't know, Jeffrey Epstein or whatever from New York would have said, yeah, well, in line with the interests of our Republican colleagues, I hope we can look to resolve the situation in the future. Meanwhile, Jim Doyle over here, yeah, they're going to shit themselves. They're going to scream and cry and come about it. Flawless Midwest accent. Thank you. I'm a perfect, as a Californian, I'm a perfect repository of American regional accents. Republican Assembly Speaker Robin Voss called Aver's 400-year veto, quote, an unprecedentedly brand new way to screw the taxpayer that was never imagined by a previous governor, and certainly wouldn't by anyone who thinks there's a fair process in Wisconsin. Right. Meanwhile, former Republican Governor Scott Walker in 2017 used his veto power to extend the deadline of a state program from 2018 to 3018. He also delayed the start date of another program by 60 years. So this is a power that has been used before by Republicans in the state. It is an insane power. I don't think it should exist, but it is very funny. And as long as Republicans are going to cheat, Democrats should cheat. If there's a cheat God power on hand for the governor to use in this state, I don't think Democrats should refrain from using it. Certainly not if Republicans are going to use it. Why? Like what? Just let them have it? No. Why stop at 1,000? Go for 10,000, baby. America's not going to exist in 1,000 years. It's so funny. Apparently, the inline veto power has been weakened over the years. Can you imagine how strong it must have been before? What Governor Evers did was masterful and really important and something everyone should have expected him to do. I'm sure they're kicking themselves over the why they didn't see this little number thing. The consequence of this is that when drafting legislation under an opposition's governor, you have to be careful to word your law, your bill, in a way that it can't be clip-chipped. They have to do for their bills what I have to do for my streams. Like, you have to be like, okay, even with all the powers they have, can they twist this into something we don't like? The U.S. president used to have inline veto power until Rudy Giuliani won a Supreme Court case in the 90s. Really? I'll have to look into that. Gonna be honest with you, I don't think the inline veto power is good. I think it's a bit much. Personally, I think it's a bit much. That's a little too wacky for me. I'd like to think that I'm okay with some wacky shenanigans, some chicanery, some Saul Goodman shit on the governmental level, but that's a lot. That's a lot. That's very wacky. I think only Dem should have it. Well, that would be fine. Vosh, you are a gay lib. Communism is unrestricted inline vetoing. We will achieve, luxury commodity socialism entirely through inline vetoes. We'll have the, inline veto to U.S. Constitution. Just rearrange all the letters until it spells out the necessary text from the Communist Manifesto. It is nice to see Dems outmaneuver Republicans for once, yeah. It's so rare. It just doesn't just clone all the Midwest Dems, yeah. Yes, Frankenstein veto. Occurs when a governor selectively deletes words from a bill, stitching together the remainder to form a new bill different from what was passed by the legislature. Oh, hello, Constitution of Wisconsin. For instance, Governor Jim Doyle. Wait. Isn't Jim Doyle the Democrat who I just read out loud, the voice of? Oh my God, he even looks like the voice. Yeah, this is the Democrat. Yeah, them Republicans shitting themselves. Yeah, this guy. Okay, so this guy, who looks like a Midwest Dem union boss corrupt guy if I've ever seen one. Let's see, what did he do when he was governor? Use selective deletion to transform a 272-word section of the legislature's budget into a 20-word sentence that took $427 million from the transportation budget and gave it to public schools. Oh my God. Literally just crunching. It's clip chimping, dude. Literally. 272 words to 20. Yeah, actual Everett Clare. Yeah, just nope, we don't need this word. It's like when you try to clip chimp somebody by like splicing clips and hoping people don't notice. Give $500 million to school. Got it. Yeah, I passed this. Yeah. Defecated through a sunroof. Jesus Christ. The Department of Transportation shall transfer to the general fund from the Transportation Fund in the 2005 to 2007 fiscal biennium 427,000,000 dollars. Say it with Everard's voice. I don't know if I can. This truly defies comprehension. It's too funny. The chicanery. If every Democrat was this powerful, then we would be a bastion of communism right now. Yeah, this is what was passed recently with the funding for the school district. For the limit for 2023 to 24-25, add $325 to the result under paragraph B. This is the single most exploitative legislative loophole I've ever heard of in my entire life, and I'm including the law books of ancient civilization. Yeah, this sounds so cartoonish that it actually extends beyond. Like, this sounds like something that like a mad king of the Holy Roman Empire would have. Like they try to put constraints on a divine emperor's power, and he's like, but this book. Or some like the law said any word befell in the king's ear, so like he had his ears chopped off, so now he's invulnerable to like. It's like it is the kind of legal loopholes that you would normally have to abide by when trying to trick some kind of demonic entity that you've made an unwitting deal with, okay? This is like Superman fighting Mxyzptlk or whatever the his name is, okay? This is I accidentally made a dark bargain and I'm going to need to chicane like I've never chicaned before to get through it. Yeah, this is legal proceduralism, okay? The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a line item veto. To steal. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I feel like if this was framed artfully and had nice font, I kind of want this, like, framed and hung on my wall. Like with the strike through on 90% of the words. It's really good. It is kind of heartening to see Democrats doing something for once.